Hey everybody, Steve here, and today we're sweating our balls off. Yeah, it's like 86 degrees out here. Humidity's probably close to 80, 85, something like that. And definitely, big boy like me doesn't do well in humidity, so I'm sweating a lot. Decided to get some iced coffee, and the whole reason I'm out instead of inside air conditioning is I heard there was going to be a demonstration by Camp Humphreys, and from what I can tell, it's a pro-Korea, pro-U.S. demonstration. So decided to walk down here to the walk-through gate, also the main drive-through gate, which is closed because it's the weekend. It's always closed on the weekend. But yeah, it ends up they're setting up some tents. There's like cases of bottled water. The people that are setting things up, and there's some other Korean civilians that are walking around, and they're all nice and nod and say hi and things like that. So haven't met any mean people. It's kind of rare here in Korea. So we got that going on. So what I'll end up doing is I'll make some video and walking down here and showing some clips of that, and then also show some clips of the drive-through gate and showing all the police presence that they have, which is kind of wild. So for right now, I'm just kind of sitting here sweating, and because I thought there would be something exciting, and not so much. And for those of you who are wondering, it ends up it's almost 11 o'clock, and it's getting to be the hottest part of the day. So I don't know how much longer I'll be out here, but yeah, let's go ahead and cut to the clips and show you what we got. Okay, so here we are. That is a ton of chairs. So, yeah, it doesn't look like this is going to be an angry protest. They're putting up signs. Looks like they're putting up a stage up here. A lot of chairs. So it looks like something's going to be set up by tonight. And then they're starting to see people lining the streets, jockeying for position, getting their eat on. So yeah, this is going to be a stage area. And then you notice there's a bunch of police, tons of police here. And so we got a bunch of stuff here. But yeah, a lot of law enforcement, which is nice. And yeah, as you can see, there's a bunch of police buses. And more buses of police. They've been doing security sweeps around the outside village and everything. And it's been kind of interesting. So we got that, not bad. But definitely a big police presence. Further up here, they're going to have some tents set up with water bottles. And again, it looks like it's a pro-Korea, pro-U.S. type of demonstration or activity. And again, I haven't run into anybody that's mean mugging me or getting any weird bad vibes. So, yeah. But it seems like it's going to be a big activity. So, you got a lot of older people that are showing up and doing the thing. So we'll go to the walk-through gate and just on the other side. More police buses. There's a walk-through gate. And we've got a lot of tents going up. Makes me wonder if they're going to have more food vendors here tonight. Looks definitely a soundboard, speakers. Interesting. So, see what that is. But yeah, no angry faces, so that's good. But yeah, that looks like it's about it. So, okay, did you get all that? So you saw some videos of what's going on, and yeah, not terribly exciting. Maybe later in the afternoon or the early evening, it could be more exciting, see more people around and stuff like that. But with the weather and the heat and the humidity, I don't think I'm going to be coming out here again. With that being said, this is also a good time to talk about, some people have asked me, you've been in Korea for a while, retired for a while, how do you like it? I don't like the hot, humid summers. As you can see, I am sweating my cojones off. And thank God I don't have to work and I'm not in the Army. Guys walking around in full BDUs and cap and all that, but I get to parade around in a tank top and shorts. So there's some redeeming qualities to being retired. But yeah, it's the summers are hot and humid, so you're looking at July and August are the worst months for heat and humidity. And then when you get into September, it gets a little bit better, but by October, yeah, you're into fall, the weather's cooling down, and then of course, you have the winter months, basically November through March, April type time frame. And but that's not too bad, especially being retired. And if I go somewhere, it's going to be from the underground garage at my apartment complex, then jump in the car and then go to wherever I'm going to go, and then into a building. So yeah, the winter weather isn't that bad, and I'm better with cold weather and things like that. Maybe that has to do with my German and type of ancestry, maybe even Viking history, but definitely do a lot better in cold weather than I do in hot and humid. Winter in Korea, cold but bearable. When we got here in October, we ended up walking everywhere, so going to the gym, going on post. It got pretty damn cold, but it was doable. Problem is with the heat and the humidity, you can only take off so many clothes. When you're cold, you can put on a ton of clothes and stay warm. But for the summers, yeah, I'm not stripping down any more than this. So, yeah, that's what we got going on. Spring is great, fall is great, winter's okay, summers, definitely don't like summers, but you got to take the good with the bad. So, 3 out of 4 is pretty good. It's not bad. As far as people have asked me about expenses, going to make a video talking about our monthly expenses. We just got our electric bill for last month, and that came out to 62,000 won, which isn't bad. Minimal use of the air conditioner. But this month, which we'll find out next month, is going to be really, really, it should probably go up in price, maybe double, but what we pay is a lot less than a lot of other people. And part of that is because we set our air conditioners on not full AC mode, but it has like a dehumidifier, economically cool mode. And so it doesn't use as much electricity. So yeah, it'll be interesting. But on our bills, it'll actually show the average of what other units are size, and then it shows yours in like a bar graph. And you can get a kind of a comparison of what other apartment units and their electric usage and so on and so forth or yours compared to them, or vice versa. Ours is always at least half of what everybody else's is, and I think it's because we figured out how to do the econo mode dehumidifier, so that definitely helps. As far as food shopping, Korea used to have some pretty inexpensive food. As far as shopping out at the open air markets, you can get some real good deals. However, it ends up that with the recession and with inflation, we've noticed that the cost of foods has gone up. And unfortunately, the war in Ukraine has spearheaded a lot of that for the increases. Ukraine supplies a lot of grain and other natural resources, so that's kind of why Russia's moving into there and some other reasons. But that's having a ripple effect all over the world, and it's hitting here in Korea as well. So food costs have gone up 20, 25% maybe. It's still definitely a lot less than what we experienced in the United States, but it's still going up. And for the local Koreans, they're like, this is, it's kind of rough, but we're still saving money on food and fresh vegetables. Some other people were asking, well, if you live in Korea, do they have grocery stores? And yes, they do have grocery stores, and they have small local grocers, kind of like a mom and pop store, not really big, but you can get pretty much the Barney basics of stuff, kimchi, eggs, rice, milk, all kinds of stuff. And then you have larger stores, which are kind of further away, and they have Costco here in Korea. So I think about 30 minutes away, we can go to a Costco. They also have a place called Traders, which is another big Costco-like store, and that's at the mall, the Starfield Mall in Pyeongtaek. So we've gone there a number of times. Really big warehouse type style, bulk foods, good discounts, and really neat and clean. And so yeah, shopping over here isn't bad. You can either shop locally and walk to where you want to go, or you can do a short drive and get to bigger stores, which isn't that big of a problem. Some people have asked me and said, well, if you don't know Korean, how do you get to these places? Well, I use Naver with Chrome, and because I'm an Apple fanboy. Still, Apple has a long way to go, but I'll use Chrome because that has that automatic translation feature, and then with that, I'm able to translate onto the map and find things like Costco, Traders, other stores, restaurants, coffee shops, all of that, and then I can copy that and put it into the navigation, Naver navigation, and have that in my car, save it, whatever, kind of like Google Maps, and get around that way. So just follow the directions. And in those navigation systems, you can set it to English. So I get English directions that comes out through the speakers, and then of course you have your display on the car as well. Turn here, go here, this exit, whatever. They don't have exit numbers, but they will have the town or the city or the exit names, and it'll show you where to turn. And I think Korean navigation systems are a hell of a lot better than ones in the U.S. Definitely, we've noticed that with the Korean navigation systems, they're more responsive, they're quicker, they're faster than their U.S. counterparts, let's say. So it's not too bad. But other than that, yeah, it's not bad. Paying the bills, we're settled, we got our apartment, we got our car. We pay for our property tax and things like that. City gas, electricity, apartment fees, and so on and so forth. And our apartment fee covers the landscaping, the maintenance. It covers water, trash, sewer, things of that nature. And yeah, we'll come out with that, with the long-awaited expense, our monthly expense, what I've been wanting to do for a number of months. I just keep putting it off. And the reason I'm putting it off is I'm trying to get the wife to join me to do the video, and she's kind of the opposite of me. So I'm big and muscular. My wife is short, beautiful, and smart. And she's camera shy. I'm more the person who doesn't mind being in front of the camera and all that. So yeah, I want to try to get her involved and give her perspective as well. And yeah, so just kind of slowly but surely getting into that. So hopefully we can get that done. Other than that, everything seems to be working out pretty good here in Korea. We've got our gym schedule. We go on to the military base. We have our bank there. That was something that a number of people have asked, well, what about banking? Well, banking, there's two sides to that. If you're doing banking and you're a retiree and or you have access to the U.S. military base, you can get a bank account at Community Bank, or you can get an account at Navy Federal Credit Union. And Navy Federal Credit Union is a hell of a lot better. So what we end up doing is we have my pension and other things going towards that into Navy Federal Credit Union, and then any funds that we need we'll withdraw. We'll take it to a money exchange place, it's right off post, and then we'll take that in won and deposit it into our Korean bank. So yeah, it's an extra step. you can't have, like I can't have my pension be sent to a Korean bank. So with that being said, there's people who want to come to Korea and retire because they have a Korean spouse, get the F4 and F1 visa, and they're asking about Korean banking. Well, you can open up a Korean bank after you get your visa approved, but as far as transferring funds from, say, an American bank for like Social Security, military pension, disability, or things like that, you would have to do like a wire transfer from an American bank to a Korean bank. There's other people I've run into that use Wise, MoneyGram, and I can't remember the other one. But there's fees associated with transferring that money. So you're just going to have to shop around and figure out how to do that and how many fees you're going to have to pay if you transfer money from a U.S. bank to a Korean bank. But it is doable. Excuse me. And if if your heart is set on retiring in Korea, that's just one of the things you're just going to have to cough up as an expense of living here in Korea and getting your pension or Social Security and transferring it to a Korean bank. Other than that, things have worked out pretty good. We enjoy it. We definitely got a lot of time on our hands. Medical's pretty good, though with that being said, medical is just like anywhere else. You can get good medical and you can get so-so medical and bad medical. So far overall, I think we get good medical here in Korea. I have TRICARE Overseas Select, which works out well for us because that pays for everything. We do a small copay, and which isn't bad. We find hospitals that are in network, Korean hospitals, and they actually have departments that will process the TRICARE paperwork so you don't have to submit it. So by using hospitals like that, that saves a few steps in the process of getting medical care, filing the paperwork with TRICARE, and all the stuff like that. Delivery guys. So it's not too bad. Now there are some things that we have to pay out of pocket, like my wife is going to get some work done and she's going to need some physical therapy, which isn't going to be covered under TRICARE, so we have to pay that out of pocket. But I'm going to double check on that and see if there's a way to go ahead and submit those claims to TRICARE for her physical therapy because it is doctor ordered. So I need to look into that. If you don't have TRICARE, if you're not a military retiree and you don't have TRICARE Overseas Select, then you're probably going to opt with either health insurance from another country, a policy that you're going to have to pay, or you're going to purchase the Korean National Health Insurance, which comes out to about $100, $110 a month, which isn't bad. So that gives you Barney basic care, routine care, maintenance. It will pay for some things, but there are some limits on the amount of care that you can get. So just keep that in mind. Now there are some people who also, what they ended up doing is using their TRICARE Overseas Select and paid for Korean National Healthcare Insurance. So, you're paying for the one, you're paying for the other, but then you get the best of both worlds. So if that's within your budget, that can be an option as well. So I haven't really looked into that much, but some people have done that and they think it works out well. People have asked about dental insurance. How is the dental in Korea? Just like anywhere else, you have to research and look for good reviews on dental practices. Just like the United States, some dentists are better than others, but overall I would say Korea is better in our experiences than what we got in the United States. And during my whole time in the United States, I ended up getting a couple of implants. I got, bridges and crowns and all kinds of stuff. And it was like 6-7 crowns, 4 implants, and it came out to like, I don't know, $5,000, $6,000 or $7,000, which is insanely low compared to the United States. In the States, it's not uncommon to pay $3-4 grand for an implant, and I'm talking high-end implants. So that whole process took about 6, 7, 8 months from start to finish, but that worked out really well. Great care here in Korea as far as dental. Some people have asked me, well, what if you have Delta Dental, which is dental insurance for like military retirees and federal workers who have that. There are some dental clinics that take Delta Dental, but it's just Barney basic care. Like, you go and you get x-rays, you get basic cleanings, you might get some fillings, but anything above and beyond that, you're going to have to pay some money out of pocket. But for us, that's about $100, $120 a month right there. But really, we're at a point now where we just go in and get a cleaning, x-rays, and then just do the maintenance cleanings and stuff like that. So we're losing money on that. So I think what we're going to end up doing this November, December is we're going to drop our dental because, it's like $40 to go get your teeth cleaned. And, we're paying like $110, $120 for the dental insurance, and it's just money that's going out the window. So for those of you who are military and have Delta Dental, you can make that decision as needed. Let's see, another thing. As far as friends, this is something that's brought up because a number of people, I've noticed there are some retirees over here that are just them and their wife, and they don't have a lot of friends, kind of like us. I don't have many friends at all. No close friends here in Korea, besides my wife. But with that said, I'm okay with that. That doesn't bother me. I do my gym thing, and I nod my head to the gym bros, every once in a while and talk, a little bit, and I'm good. That's my socialization. And then, of course, social media. But for other people, a lot of their identity is encased in a lot of social activities. And so if you have a spouse, a foreign spouse to a Korean, and you don't have a lot of friends, Korea could end up being miserable because you don't have that in your life, and that can be really taxing and depressing. So the people that I know that were like me and my wife, where we ended up getting our visas, moving over here, getting our visas, and we're retired here, all of the people that I've run into like us are like us. They don't mind being just by themselves. They get a small circle of friends. It's not a big deal. With that being said, there are some people who are retired that end up like there's a Harley Davidson group here. There's veterans groups that are here. There's also VFW. We've got that going on. And that works out well. There's, pockets of different things. And then you have people that do the gaming, tabletop gaming, and a lot of other things. And of course, there's the bars, and we're not into the bar scene or clubs or anything like that. Too damn old. But there are opportunities for foreigners that are close to military bases that are not so available for foreigners who live further away from military bases, and especially dependent upon your Korean proficiency. Even then, this is very interesting, because even then, there's people that I know who speak Korean or that I've run into, and I ask them about it, and it's like, yeah, I really don't have any friends. I'm just kind of do my own thing. I bike, I do this and that, me and the wife. And even though they speak Korean, they don't have Korean friends in the fact that they're retired and everybody else is working. So I think that comes down to the point of where your lifestyle has to marry up and match with other people in your same age group or demographic. So it's kind of like us. The wife's family, all of them are working. Every single one of them, except for the wife's mom. She doesn't work, but everybody else works, and so we don't work. So really, we have time to do whatever we want. They don't really have time because most people work, 6 days a week, and it's kind of a full schedule. You throw in kids or whatever. You don't have a lot of time. So there's not a lot of comparative relaxing time or coming together. It's kind of limited to weekends or limited to Korean holidays and Chuseok and things like that. So it's not too bad. But just realize that if you're retired, even in the United States, if you're retired and you go to a place that doesn't have a lot of retirees, you're probably not going to run in and have a lot of friends. because you're different with just in what you're doing, being retired versus other people that are not retired and doing pre-retired work stuff. Yeah, as you saw walking by, they got police patrols are walking up and down, so they're going to be spinning up this this little thing here, so that should be interesting. But, yeah, so there's that. Any other things? I don't know. Put in the comments down below some questions that you have for retired overseas, whether it's general questions about being retired overseas or specific questions in regards to what is it like being retired overseas in Korea. Which reminds me, somebody yesterday asked me, how do I get my Social Security here in Korea? Well, for me, I'm not 62 yet, so I'm not drawing Social Security. I got 4 more years until I can draw that at 62, so that's not a thing for me. But kind of going back to the banking, your Social Security would have to be deposited into an American bank, and then you would have to transfer that to a Korean bank. Now, there are some foreign banks in Korea, and I think U.S. banks. I'll put a link to an article from South of Seoul or rsoretiree.org. I'll put that in the comment section down below or description box that will give a list of the different Korean banks that are around and the ones that you can check out for opening accounts. There are some foreign banks in Korea, but I'm not sure if there's foreign U.S. banks in Korea. And again, you're kind of limited to, you want a bank that's close by, you want a bank that gives you good services, you want a bank that has maybe customer service with English, so you're definitely going to have to do some shopping around. And just like in the United States, some branches of banks are going to have better customer service than other branches within that same name. So just keep that in mind as well. There's people that were talking bad about the bank, and it ends up that it was just this one branch, but the bank name that we went to, it ended up, we didn't have any problems whatsoever. They were great, customer service was awesome, but at that one branch, it was like pulling teeth for trying to get any service. It's almost like they didn't want to have to service foreigners, which doesn't really make a lot of sense to me, because if you're a bank, you're trying to make money. You're trying to get people to deposit money. You're trying to, that's how you get money deposited into your bank. That's how you're going to make money, by loaning out that money and doing the fiat money system thing. So, yeah, I think there's going to be a change in that further down the road. But that's neither here nor there. So anyway, that's what we got going on. We're just kind of chilling out here. Actually, the weather's gotten a little bit better. And the humidity seems, maybe it's just because we got more of a breeze and it's overcast. But yeah, so what we're going to end up doing is we're just going to check things out. More and more people are walking down this way, and we'll get some video of the demonstration or whatever it is and see what happens with that. And yeah, so anyway, be sure to like and subscribe to the video. I'd appreciate that. And remember to ask questions about overseas retirement, or specifically questions about retiring in Korea. And I can share more of my experiences, or answering questions that you have, and we'll just see what happens. All right, with that said, we'll see you on the next video. Peace. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to stay up to date with what's going on with us, the Buried Life, as we're retired in Korea. We'll see you on the next video. Peace.